Continuing our coverage of the local elections coming up in November, I am joined with one of the candidates running for the Farmington City Council in District 2. Stewart Logan is in the studio with me today. Mr. Logan, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for asking me. Glad to be here.
You bet. You were running for City Council in District 2, and so you were running against an incumbent.
Correct.
And you have retired from your service with San Juan County. You have been the safety manager, director?
Yeah, safety and compliance manager with San Juan County.
Right. For a number of years. How many years was that?
So I was a safety and compliance manager for about 17 and a half years. Prior to that, I was benefits and compensation manager. Overall, I was with the county 22 and a half years.
Okay. Well, congratulations
Thank you.
on your well-deserved retirement, but it doesn't seem like you're resting on your laurels because here you are running for office or city council.
Yeah,
and
no.
You currently serve on the Public Utility Commission with the city of Farmington.
Correct.
And so obviously the city council would have a lot of say over utilities. The city owns its own electric utility. That's somewhat rare in city governments. And so I guess the question is, why do you want to be on the city council?
Well, and let me clarify one thing. You
Okay.
said it's kind of rare that we have a public utility. Actually, there are a ton of public utilities around the United States and more public utilities than private. and
Okay.
everything.
Are there? Interesting.
Correct.
Thank you for correcting me then.
Yeah, no, it's a magazine we get on the American Public Power Association. And one of the issues they had this last spring laid all that out. And it's like, man, there are more public power than there is private.
Gotcha.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, very much.
But so why do I want to run for city council? Interesting question, because I'll tell you this. I ran for city council back in the mid-'90s. And it was myself and another gentleman ran against Mary Fisher at that time. We split the vote, so neither one of us won. Mary Fisher retained her seat. But when I was running for the seat back in the 90s, one of the things I was concentrating on was the fact that I felt like we should be bringing a railroad back to San Juan County. I mean, didn't care whether it came out of Colorado or from the south here in New Mexico. We needed a railroad for bringing industrial industry back to San Juan County. So anyways, it was poo-pooed at the time. Oh, it'll never happen. Don't even worry about it. It's not an issue, et cetera, et cetera. Like, okay. So it didn't happen. Well, then just here recently, in the past 4 years, working for the county brought the idea back of bringing the railroad. So a study was commissioned by the railroad, National Railroad Association, federal government.
Right.
And they conducted a study over 2 years and said, yeah, it's totally feasible to bring a railroad into San Juan County. So now that's been the impetus to move forward. Well, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to start working on? Stuff like that. So I just thought it was really interesting that I worked on that in the 90s and was told it would never happen. And here we are saying, yeah, it can happen. This is what it's feasible, and we need to start working on it. And so,
How many people did you call and say, I told you so?
I haven't called them yet.
Not yet? Okay, all right. You have every right to, I think. But go ahead. Okay.
Well, I want to save that to when it's like, okay, good, we're ready to rock and roll, and say, hey, guys, I told you it was going to happen.
Right.
But that was one of the things. It's like, guys, I was there, and I'd love to be a part of the city council and spearhead that on the city's part.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is on the county; they're the main drivers of it. But that doesn't mean that the city can't join in. There's a lot of city and county things going on that we work together on. So I would like to be on the city's part, the one that spearheads that and works with the county to make that a reality.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm running for city council.
Got you. And I think the tribe is a big player too, right?
they're
We can't
huge
leave
player.
them out, right?
Right,
Certainly.
because you'd be coming up through tribal land.
Right.
So you've got right-of-way issues, you've got labor force issues, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
Which is fine because that brings economic development and jobs to the Navajo Nation.
Right.
Good with that.
Okay.
So I think it's a win-win proposition all the way around for a lot of people. You know, and you have a lot of people in the Navajo Nation that worked not necessarily, that big of a railroad, but they worked the rails at the power plants. So
That's
they're
right.
kind of familiar with all that industry
Sure.
and everything.
Right.
So to that end, you're bringing industry and you're bringing jobs to San Juan County. At the same time, I'm looking at things as an economic development to the city and to the county as a whole. If we have a railroad that's bringing all this industry into San Juan County and can get things here quicker, more efficient, cheaper, stuff like that, nothing against truckers. We still need truckers. But then that gives us a little more edge on economic development here in San Juan County.
Right.
And more particularly in the city of Farmington. So that's the approach I'm taking to being on city council, at least two of them.
Okay.
Plus being on the PUC, I see, this year in our budget, we approved over $200 million in upgrades and improvements to our electrical and water system. And by the way, the PUC oversees electrical, water, and wastewater, those three entities.
Right.
And so with all these upgrades we've approved money for, I think that's just forward-looking at it. Look, if we can bring this industry in, we're in the process of upgrading our systems and everything, it would be a boon to industry that, hey, we've got the infrastructure, we've upgraded it, it's forward-thinking. I think it would just be good for San Juan County and City of Farmington as a whole if we head in this direction.
Gotcha. And so a lot of those things, upgrades and things like that, are just kind of wear and tear too, are they not? You have to, as any city that ages, you've got to replace water sewer lines and things like that, electrical upgrades, all that type of stuff. Is that kind of a necessary expense?
Oh, exactly. You're exactly right. That, a lot of it's necessary expense. Some of it is also forward thinking that, look, we know down the line that this is coming, so we need to upgrade not just because it's needed, the maintenance of it, but it's also needed to meet that demand in the future and everything. You think about it too, and you probably know this as good as, or if not better than me, when you're talking about AI, that's going to be a big player in the future.
Artificial intelligence, yeah.
Yes,
right.
Artificial intelligence, and it's like that's going to be a big player in operating our systems and everything.
True.
So I like to think that having some inside knowledge of the PUC, being on that committee for about 3 years now, I can bring that knowledge to the city council. A lot of people may not know that on the PUC, we commissioned a study almost 2 years ago to see if we can raise the dam at Farmington Lake 25 feet. Number one, is it feasible? Number two, if we do, what's it going to look like? What needs to be done, et cetera, et cetera.
And you'd want to do that because to provide more storage, I guess, for the city,
for
right?
water, especially during the droughts like we had this last summer again, 3
Okay.
months of no rain. But at the same time, you think about it too in the aspect of economic development. If you've got economic development, you have more people moving to the area. If you have more people moving to the areas, there's more demand for water, therefore more water storage. And at the same time, during a drought, you've got more water being stored up there also. So it all kind of fits together. There's some thinking that we may not be able to raise the dam as high as we think we would like to, but even if we could raise it, whatever, to store more water, then that's forward thinking.
Got it.
And that's where I'm coming from.
Makes sense. And certainly we've always heard that Farmington Lake, they were very forward thinking in putting that in to begin with because it provides, and I forget the length of storage for the city, but it's at least a month, if not more.
And we've got 6 months storage.
6 months of storage,
If we're at 99, at least 99% capacity, we've
if
got
it's nearly
6
full.
months storage.
Got it. And
So
so
if we
that's
can-
smart, right,
Yes.
to have that, I guess. Not have to worry
Agree
about
with that
it
100%.
as much.
And
Got
that
it.
was all in with the thinking of the Animas La Plata project, and I know you were here during that time. And they built Lake Nighthorse to store water for some of that project, so it was all interrelated. But like I said, we've got 6 months supply when we're at 99% capacity. If we raised it 24 feet, as the thinking is, then yes, that would give us at least a year's storage. So you take it from 6 months to 12 months.
Right.
Even
Unless
if-
population grows, and then that would affect
Correct.
that length as well. I got you. I
What
follow.
we need. So
Yeah.
then you put that together with the industrial needs. And let's take, for example, too, when you're talking about electrical grid, if San Juan County, a city of Farmington, was to get tabbed as a hub center for AI intelligence centers, you probably know about this too, that takes a lot of power. And so we've got to be forward thinking that could happen. We may do it anyway. And so now you need more water, you need more electricity, you need it all.
Sure. Well, and of course, the electric utility goes beyond the city limits, and so if somebody wanted to build a server farm out in the middle of the desert somewhere, we have some water, we would have power, but that's what you would need, I guess, to make that happen, and of course the bandwidth to get it in and out.
Correct.
So-
And then now what a lot of places are doing is saying, hey, if you want to build a server farm here, that's fine, but you've got to pay for the upgrades or the electrical power to power it and cool it and everything else. So,
Right.
But that's, when and if it happens, then we can talk about it at that time.
Sure.
But we need to be ready to meet the demand.
Understood. I want to ask you a bit about District 2 and some of the things about that area of town and maybe some of the challenges and maybe some of the things that you would like to bring to District 2 as a city councilor from that part of the city. It's kind of like the center of the city, if I'm remembering my map correctly.
Yeah,
but-
well, I mean, the District 2, let's put it this way, the center of District 2 is Brookside Park.
Right, okay.
Biggest park that we have in the city of Farmington.
Yeah, right.
And we got the swim pool there and all that good stuff.
Sure.
So I think one of the things that I see, especially for District 2, is just if we need to do upgrades through the PUC, there are some things going on at the same time. And I think overall for the city, and it affects District 2 especially, is affordable housing. And not just affordable housing like as in single-family dwellings and all that other stuff, but also affordable housing for people that just don't have the means to have something, a place decent to live in.
You thinking like apartments as well as just single-family housing?
Exactly. Apartments. It could be a smaller home housing community.
Like tiny homes?
Almost.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because some of these people, they don't need a lot of space. They just need some place to stay.
Sure. So it would be affordable, is the
Correct.
idea, right? Okay.
Correct. I am a reserve deputy sheriff. I've been that for about 14 years now. And when I go out on patrol and I see what people live in, it's like, really? It's unimaginable. It's like, wow, I never knew. And so it hit me when I was in Leadership San Juan for class of 2017, and they said, what would you like to see done in San Juan County or the city of Farmington? And I put down there and I mailed it to myself, I'd like to see some more affordable housing in San Juan County. And so it would be number one, looking for the space to create that. We've got some apartments, that's fine. I'm not against building more of those, but maybe even housing complexes where you can put either mobile homes, single wide or whatever, but maybe even tiny homes that people that don't need a lot of space, they can have some place to stay that's decent. They can call a place of their own, or at least go and rent.
And is that, pardon me for interrupting, but is that something you think the city then could take the lead in, or do you need like some developers or contractors to partner with the city to make this happen? What would you think?
In my mind, it would be a public-private partnership. Get the land, city buy the land, then you have the private entities come in and say, yeah, we can build it, we can furnish it, we can provide it, whatever it is. But I think it would be a great public-private enterprise to go into to see what we can do to alleviate a lot of housing problems in the city of Farmington proper. A lot of that would be in District 2.
Right.
Because we're in the center of Farmington going west.
Sure. Got you. And so that's one of the things you'd like to see or think about for District 2.
Correct.
Got it. We've got a couple of minutes remaining this morning, Stewart Logan, and is there anything else? I know the city's been very big on outdoor recreation and things along that line. You mentioned Brookside Park, of course, in District 2, and the Bistai Bay, which is another great jewel, I think, in the city's outdoor recreational amenities that attracts, I think, visitors and also residents to use in the summertime. Anything else along that line, outdoor recreation and things like that? Is the city on the right track when it comes to that?
No, I think we are on the right track. And to be all honest with you, a lot of that, too, the outdoor recreation, we've got a good start on it. And we've also partnered with the county to put some of that stuff together. So I think that's a great attraction for people. So if we're talking about bringing industry into San Juan County and into the city of Farmington, people are going to be looking at what our infrastructure is like, what our security is like, police, fire, et cetera, but also what about the quality of living, the outdoor recreation. We just opened up the rafting thing behind the museum this last summer.
The surf wave,
surf
yes,
wave,
right.
yes.
You
Got
haven't
that.
hung 10 out there yet?
I haven't done that
Okay,
yet.
me neither. All right, okay.
Something to do.
Right.
So we've got a good start on a lot of other things, too, in the recreational area, and I think we should continue. By no means am I against it. I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
So I'm looking at everything from safety and security, infrastructure, and quality of life issues is what I'm looking at. And I think we've got a good start on a lot of those things. I just see some areas where I think I would like to be involved to spearhead it and push it forward.
Gotcha. Very good. If folks who are watching us this morning or listening to us this morning want to find out more about you and your campaign or ask you a question that I haven't asked you, how can they reach out to you?
Well, in two ways. Of course, I'm on Facebook. Just look me up, Stewart Logan on Facebook. I'll give you my cell phone number. That's 505-486-0782. I'm also trying to get out and walk the district. I've got some cards. I'm going to be walking around talking to people as much as possible. So give me a call if you got a question.
Okay, very good. Stewart Logan, running for Farmington City Council, District 2. Thank you for your time today. Good luck with the campaign.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Scott.
You're very welcome.